Good afternoon, I'm Ron Besteros, and this is my learning outcome number 3. Globalization. Globalization is a process of interaction and integration among the people, companies, and governments of different nations. A process driven by international trade and investment, and aided by information technology. This process has effects on the environment, on culture, on political systems, on economic development and prosperity, and on human physical well-being in societies around the world. The impact of globalization. The positive impact. Globalization helps developing countries to deal with the rest of the world, increase their economic growth, solving the poverty problems in their country. In the past, developing countries were not able to tap on the world economy due to trade barriers. Second, developed countries are able to invest in the developing nations, creating job opportunities for the poor people. Third, education has increased in recent years because globalization has a catalyst to the jobs that require higher skill sets. This demand allowed people to gain higher education. Fourth, through economic growth in economic living standards and life expectancy for the developing nations certainly get better. Fifth, the growth in the communication between the individuals and the companies in the world helped to raise free trade between countries, and this led to growth economy. And last, people worldwide can know each other better through globalization. The negative impact. Globalization could have negative impacts also in this field. Globalization facilitates the spread of new diseases in developing nations by travelers between countries. The benefits of globalization are not universal. The rich are getting rich and the poor are becoming poorer. The impact of the environment is clearly seen through trade and industries we have hindered our environment in a way never witnessed before. Globalization may lead to the destruction of many cultures, traditions, identities, customs, and languages. Trade. Trade is a commercial transaction involving the sale and purchase of a good, service, or information. The WTO. The World Trade Organization is a global membership group that promotes and manages free trade. It does this in 3 ways. First, it administers existing multilateral trade agreements. Second, it settles trade disputes. And third, it manages ongoing negotiation for new trade agreements. Rules. Trade without discrimination, freer trade gradually through negotiation, predictability and transparency, promoting fair competition, encouraging development and economic reform. The WTO officially commenced on the January 1st, 1995 under the Marrakech Agreement, signed by 122 nations on April the 15th, 1994. Replacing the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, which commenced in 1948. There are 164 members in the 29th of July 2016. Among them are Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, the US, the United Kingdom, among others. The WTO is one of the most important economic organizations of the modern world. It has created many economic relations and has helped boost trade among countries, helping all its members and improving the economies of many developed and underdeveloped countries. The digital revolution. The digital revolution refers to the advancement of technology from analog, electronic, and mechanical devices to the digital technology available today. The era started during the 1980s and is ongoing. The digital revolution also marks the beginning of the information era. The advantages. It links individuals and groups from all over the world. Easy access and sharing of ideas. It forces competitiveness on a global scale. Disadvantages. It breaks away many relationships and our sense of community. It breaks our sense of political and regional community, and it encourages pacifism. Terrorism. Terrorism is the systematic use of violence to create a general climate of fear in a population. and thereby to bring about a particular political objective. The relationship between terrorism and technology. The cyberspace is an environment without boundaries, a privileged place where terrorists find resources, make propaganda activities, and from which it's possible to launch the attacks against enemies everywhere in the world. Social media is an essential element of modern terrorism. These powerful platforms allow terrorists to communicate, to make propaganda, and recruit new sympathizers. Technology is a very marked advantage to terrorism. The internet offers a simple access to a global stage. Every terrorist could instantly reach large masses or target specific groups of individuals. The internet is cheap. A group of terrorists could arrange efficient propaganda campaigns without economic effort. But the aspect that most of all makes the internet a privileged instrument for terrorist groups is that it is interactive. Here's a video illustrating globalization by Crash Course. These are my references. Thank you for your attention.